In this video, let's take a look at how we can do some scene management. So we'll start with what is called name selection sets. So if you wanted to have your objects in selection sets, it's very easy. You can do it from here. So let's say if I wanted these two objects in my selection set, so I'll just simply click on these two, just drag a selection, and you can see right over here it's telling me two objects selected. I'll just call this T and let's say star. I'll say enter, and let's say if I wanted these three in a selection set, so I'm holding down control, I selected all these, and I can do F4 to see that they're selected, and I'll just call them rest. So right now, if I ever wanted to select these objects via the selection sets, I simply need to go here and say rest, or I can go here and say T star. So that's how easy that is. The next thing we're going to see is something called groups. How can you make your objects in groups? So let's say if I wanted these two objects in groups, I'll simply select these two and say group, group. And I'll just call it ball cube. Say OK. Now, if at any time I select these, you can see that the ball cube group is being selected. Now, if you want to ungroup them, you can simply select them and go to group, ungroup, or you can open the group. I can manipulate the object inside the group right here, and then go group, close group. The next thing we're going to see is how you can use your layers, which is a great way to organize your scene or manage your scene. So simply go here to manage layers. With these two selected, I'm simply going to say create a new layer. I'll name ball cube. Now this also allows me to, and let's make one more actually. Let's select these two and create a layer. And right now I'll just call it T. And right now what I can do is, let's go here, zoom out a little bit. I can hide these objects from these layers. I can also freeze them so that way they're not selectable. So same thing with this. So layers are a great way to manage your scene. The last thing I want to show you is how you can use the isolation mode. Let's say if this scene was really crowded and if you're just working on this one object and you don't want any other object to show up, instead of hiding them, you can simply right click and say isolate selection, and you can just concentrate on this object, and you can see everything in your scene is temporarily hidden. And once you're done manipulating the object, you can simply say exit isolation mode, and there you go, everything's back.